All right, and welcome to episode 3 of the Ruined Straw podcast. This is your host,
Uh, Rune King 21,
and your
and this is your co-host.
Straw Dragon 1. Welcome, everybody. It's, I've
If you're
had,
watching the stream, you're watching me play Dark Souls 1.
no, they're watching a picture of a ruined straw right now, but
Oh, okay.
I can change that, though. Um, I can probably change that, though.
You should be able
Um,
to. For somebody that's just starting, you're techno whiz almost. Like, Jesus.
I've had a lot of practice so far, because I've been doing a lot of stuff. Are you on Discord, by any chance?
Yes.
Are you sure? Because I'm on Discord. Oh, there you are. Ooh, disgusting. I gotta mute you. I cannot mute this. This is the worst. It's a lot better. Wait, no, I have to mute you, not... Okay. Alright. And now I just gotta check. Now they're just saying me, which is fortunate. Sorry. This is, this is not a good view of me right now. I'll make me bigger, though, so we can all suffer together.
That's one way to look at it, yes.
It's, yeah. Give me 1 minute. I'll figure this out. Joe, I need you to... I'll just talk about what happened, because I've had the aggravating day.
What happened to you today?
Well, it all started last night, where I was just not feeling well. So I spent the majority of my time just feeling bad in general. Um, it was not good, Bron. I spent about a couple hours just going back and forth to the bathroom. I ate something and just didn't sit well with me. And then I just couldn't fall asleep, which, on top of feeling bad, I woke up cranky, which is literally the best way to describe what happened.
Wow, you sound like me on Wednesday.
I went to go to a TV repair shop, and oh, I hated it. It wasn't even open when I got there. Went to another one, also wasn't open. All right, it was like about 10 minutes before it opened, so I was like, I'll just sit there. Next step is not getting a better camera. This camera is good.
Should I eventually get a camera? I'm thinking about it.
Oh yeah, it'll work. Well, first of all, the camera isn't supposed to be this big. Right now, I am the whole image because I'm trying to fix things. I'm trying to get Discord to show up. I had it before, but then I erased all my settings, so I had to redo all my stream stuff, which was both a blessing and a curse.
Mm. That honestly just sounds annoying. Now I
Oh
think
yeah,
about it.
it was the
Wow.
worst.
Maybe I should just stay a voice and not get a webcam. That's what I'm feeling right now.
Yeah, my camera is not the best. I got it for school stuff, which this is good enough. And usually when I'm streaming, I have my face tiny on the bottom. So this is a once in a blue moon situation. Yeah, but even when it's tiny, I don't notice. See, Joe, I'm talking to Christian. He's talking to us from beyond the grave.
Okay.
So that's why it seemed like I was just talking to myself.
True. But Huh. All right. I was gonna say okay to this.
Fuck it. Good enough. Discord. Oh, Joe, it's lagging so much that's unwatchable.
Damn, son. Discord, you betrayed me.
All right, it's okay.
All right.
I cheated. We'll just do the Harry Potter quiz.
All right.
That's a
Actually,
true point.
I'm
That's a good
tempted
point.
to see if it'll work on Skype. Actually, now think about
That's a whole other thing. Joe, don't make me do that, please.
it. Oh shit.
Let's fuck that. And where was that? Here we go.
Oh no. No 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 no. Fuck you, you're
All right, Joe, did you
fucking
want to go first, or we'll find out?
you have to you have to do it. If I do it, I have to quit and all sorts of shit.
I'll read you the questions if you want. That way you
Don't you
don't.
normally read the questions and I just
Yes,
go through it?
yes, but this way it's just easier for everybody. All right, first of all, which Hogwarts house are you part of? We took this test last week, so we know you are a Ravenclaw.
Yeah.
Okay.
I am a claw of ravens. I am
Every
Ravenclaw.
wizard has a favorite subject in school. What is yours? Transfiguration, potions, data, Muggle studies, or Quidditch? Data stands for
Why?
defense against the dark arts, by the way.
I'm about to say.
But everyone just abbreviates it to data because they're weirdos.
Huh. I'm. I want to say transfiguration,
That's a good one. That's a good one to have.
but I also want to say arts. I mean, not arts. What was
Defense against dark arts.
no charms?
No, it's not. That's not on here. It's just these five. It's transfiguration, potions, defense against the dark arts, Muggle studies, or Quidditch.
I'll probably say potions or defense against the dark arts. It's one of the two.
You got to pick one though. Which one would you?
I know,
So,
but because those are the ones that I'm most interested in, I'm going for the one that I honestly want to know the most about, which is transfiguration.
all right. So we're going transfiguration. Beautiful.
Because I know if you go long enough in that field, you can eventually become like, yeah, I'm just going to transform into.
All right. Which of these classic spells is your favorite? Accio, which is the summoning charm. Wingardium Leviosa, the levitation charm. Stupefy, the stunning spell. Ridiculous, the joke charm. The joke charm. And Reparo, the fixing charm. Or Protego, the shield charm.
That's a hard choice.
We've got a lot of charms on this one. In fact, they're all charms except for the Stupefy, which is the stunning spell.
I, I'm honestly feeling the summoning charm and the shield spell.
Those are very good charms to have. They're both very convenient. One of them is just good to have for protection. The other one is just convenience.
Convenient.
Mhm.
Yeah. I'm gonna have to go with protection.
All right, Protego, the
Yeah,
shield charm for the noobs. Okay.
Well, fuck you then.
Shield. No, no, no. It was a. I was insulting the audience, not you. Don't worry. All right. Question 4 out of 10. You have some extra pocket money and decide to buy yourself a treat. What would you choose? Birdie Bot's every flavor beans, chocolate frog, a licorice wand, cauldron cakes, pumpkin pastries. No, pumpkin pasties. That's not right. That's probably a typo. And snacks, no thanks, is the final one.
No. I want to spend my extra money on food.
So no snacks.
Yeah, no.
All right, we're halfway through. When it comes to your Patronus, does size matter?
No.
I want it to look intimidating is the first question. The second or first answer. The second answer is I don't care as long as it's an accurate representation of me.
Yeah, I'll go with 2 on that one.
All right.
Like it really like the size of it really doesn't matter as long as it actually does what it's supposed to do, in my opinion.
Hmm.
Because it can be tiny and have the biggest effect. Have you seen Dumbledore's bullshit? Like,
All right. Speaking of Dumbledore, who is your favorite character in the Wizarding world? Albus Dumbledore, Ronald Weasley, Minerva McGonagall, Hermione Granger, Severus Snape, or Harry Potter?
Hermione.
Good choice. Good choice.
Second one have
Three
to
of the.
second one would be Harry, but only because it's just like he shows actual growth next to Ron, but like Hermione
Yeah.
hands down.
All right. In a perfect world, do you want to use your Patronus? In a perfect world, you want to use your Patronus to protect me from Dementors, help me communicate with other wizards, impress my wizard friends.
Wait, what?
In a perfect world, you want to use your Patronus to protect me from Dementors, help me communicate with other wizards, or impress my wizard friends. So, what would you do with your Dementor? Your Patronus. Well, what would you
I'll
use your Patronus for? Would you use it
pr-
for protection, to help you talk with other people, or to show off?
protect.
Protection. All right.
Yeah. Like that's his true purpose, so why wouldn't you?
True. All right. You finish your education at Hogwarts and you're ready to start your career. What are you going to be? An R, which is a police officer, a professional Quidditch player, a Hogwarts professor, or an employee at the Ministry of Magic? Which I thought ors were, so.
No, they have offices there, but they're not actually part of it.
Hmm.
I would Professor sounds fun because you have unlimited knowledge at that point. And also Hogwarts has like so much bullshit. You can just be
Mm-hmm.
like, I wouldn't just go fuck around with this now. Um, but if I have to think about it, you said an aura,
Yeah.
professor, minister of magic.
An employee at the Ministry of Magic, or a
Oh fuck
professional
that one.
Quidditch player.
Quidditch is deadly as all fuck. Like I work at Hogwarts.
That'd probably be my choice too, not gonna lie.
Like I would do an aura, but the only problem with being an aura is that you need to get really good, and I'm fairly sure there's not a lot of shit I'm good at. So
All right, question 9 out of 10. Your friends would describe you as intelligent, loyal, adventurous, witty, or driven. I don't know why I said all those in different tones, but it just came out like that.
loyal
I
or
agree with.
driven.
I can see loyal or
Loyal.
driven. I can
Loyal's
see.
the
I can
top
see
one
either
though.
one. All right.
Loyal will be top.
You're running late for something and have to move fast. How do you get there? You apparate, fly on my broom, blow powder, or take the night bus.
Apparate. Why the fuck would you do anything else?
See, no. I agree with both of those points though. He is loyal and he is driven. I could have it was a coin toss for me. And apparate, yeah, apparate is definitely the right choice. Anyone who doesn't apparate is just
A
disgusting.
fucking moron.
Yeah.
Like if you can apparate, why wouldn't you? Unless it's like dangerous or some bullshit.
I mean, if you're not trained, it's like driving a car though. Check your
Again,
result.
why wouldn't you?
Analyzing. All right, so we're just. All right, your Patronus is your quick mind. Oh, fuck off. Oh, fuck off. I ain't sharing you with shit. All right, your Patronus is a falcon.
Oh, cool.
You're quick-minded and persistent in all your pursuits. You don't let anything stop you from exploring your world.
Well, it's my world. Why would I let anything stop me at that point? But a falcon, really?
Yep, Falcon.
Huh?
I guess I will do it now. Oh yeah, no. Yeah, no, he's definitely one of the most driven people I know. I agree. All right. Question one again. Which Hogwarts house are you part of? And I took the test, and I was a Gryffindor for my not giving fucks attitude. Every wizard has a favorite subject. What is yours? I'm gonna go with Transfiguration as well, simply because it is the most useful out of these three. Or yeah, out of these three, two of these aren't even really real classes.
What the fuck? Yeah.
Muggle Studies is fucking worthless, and Quidditch is a sport, not a class.
Right.
Fight me. Which of these
The
classics?
cowards.
Yeah. Which of these classic spells is your favorite? I'm gonna go with the Levitation Charm, Wingardium Leviosa, because
Leviosa.
it's you can use it like the Summoning Charm, which is nice. You can also just use it to throw things away, like people, or off things. Whatever. All right. If I have extra money, what treat would I choose? Would I treat Would I get a disgusting chance one? Yes, obviously. I would.
You
But I
fool.
I
That's the
pro
trick.
I wouldn't get it every time though. And like on more than not, I'd probably just go with a chocolate frog because I just like chocolate.
Chocolate.
No, Joe, we'll get copyrighted.
Oh shit! Right. Oh man, I
Nah.
have something to tell you about copyrights that I just discovered.
Oh, dude,
Uh,
are you talking about Totally Not Mark?
no, Toei Animations went off the handles again.
Yeah, for Totally Not Mark. They took down 150 of his videos. Dude, we'll talk about that after we finish this quiz, because I wanted to talk about that too, but I forgot.
It's wild.
All right, when it comes to your Patronus, does size matter? Yes, I wanted to look big and intimidating.
Fucking Weebaroni over
Oh,
here.
yeah, dude, fuck that. Look, all right, who is your favorite character? All right, so Albus Dumbledore, no. Ronald Weasley, no.
No,
Minerva
just
McGonagall, goal.
maybe. That's a hard maybe.
She's teetering.
She's smart as fuck.
Hermione and Harry, so it's between these two.
Oh, like me. We're just like the
Yeah.
two actual competent people.
Yeah, and for those of you wondering, fuck Severus Snape. He can go kill himself again.
If you've seen the first one, you know. You know.
Yeah, if you know, you know.
Yeah. If you know, you know.
All right. Who do I like more though? As a character. I'm probably gonna go with Hermione too. I like Harry as a concept for a character, but I feel like he wasn't done justice. He wasn't done justice. We'll talk about this later when we talk about the books, but we'll get to that. All right. So in a perfect world, I would totally use my Patronus to impress my friends. I'd flex. It'd be a flex.
All right, hold on. BRB.
Go ahead, take your time. I will be. All right. So I've just finished my education at Hogwarts, and I'm going to start a career. What am I going to be? I don't want to be a cop, as they're held back so much. Professional Quidditch player. No, I'm a cripple. That hurt. I wouldn't be able to do it. A Hogwarts professor, maybe. It's the only valid option, at least in my opinion. Ministry of Magic is just. It's like one big toilet. Your friends would describe you as. Man, I really wish there
An
were.
asshole.
Yes, I was about to say there's no option here that says cunt.
Or at least narcissistic. One of the two.
Yes, cunt. I said that already. Thank you. This is a hard one. I just don't know. They'd all be insults. Um, no, not intelligent.
Or pumpkin. Interesting. Just
Um,
pondering the Falcon part has got me thinking about shit now.
right. So definitely not loyal either. I'm a petty bitch. I'll
No,
be the
you're loyal to like two of us.
yeah. I'm loyal when it matters. Not if but not if anything else. True. C brings up a good point. I am driven for things you're driven to. I think I'll do that one. Driven. That one makes sense. For like I said, I will be the first person to admit I am a petty bitch. And this happens a lot when I'm reading books or something, and I see a character get I don't know, get fucked over, and I'm like, oh, dude, if that were me, the bad guy would win because I would destroy the headquarters of like the good guys. Everything would be burnt to ash. I would become the new villain.
Fuck my job. Fuck this planet. I'm out.
Right? Correct. I have over 1,000 hours in Warhammer. True. I am also very revenge driven. All right. I'm running to late to whatever. This one is
That honestly seems
obviously
like an
yeah.
understatement.
So if I'm running late for something, I'm gonna teleport because who wouldn't teleport? Anyone who ever looks at this quiz and goes, "Oh, what? I wonder how I'll get here when I'm running late. Will I instantly teleport to the location I need to get to, or will I drive my broom?" Flow powder, I can forgive as a secondary option, very far secondary option because it's also just teleporting with extra steps.
It really is. Now you got me thinking about it.
Apparating is personal teleportation, while flow powder is like targeted teleportation. It's warping. It's a wormhole. You go through point A to get to point B.
And
Taking
it's a
the
lot
night bus
safer
is
apparently.
just public transportation, and I hate public transportation.
What's annoying?
All right, calculating results. No. That comes from pettiness of other games, though.
What do you mean?
Christian was like, "Hey, you're not even petty. You just refuse to allow me a semblance of cooperation or satisfaction." And I'm like, "Yeah, but that comes from pure pettiness, mostly. Sometimes I just want Nathan to win because he's sad bear. Speaking of
He's a sad
bear,
bear.
my Patronus is a bear. Hey, you are fears and may have a rough exterior hiding your heart of gold. Don't let tough demeanor keep others from getting to know the true you. Uh, I guess I'm fluffy. It is just spite. I will admit that. It is just spite.
You're a bear. That's hilarious. That is honestly the funniest thing ever. Fucking Boris is a bear. That's great. I've never been so slightly excited about something so dumb.
And back to Discord. Stop streaming. Joe, you left me. I'm by myself on Discord.
Yeah, because you said the thing wasn't working. I was just like, oh shit, I can't have it up.
The stream wasn't working. Get in here. I need your face.
My face is ugly though.
I don't need your
I'm
actual
hideous.
face. I just need your image of your face.
I'm so ugly.
You're not.
And
All right. Before we get down to the topics
boom
of
boom.
movie 1, of movie 3 and 4, You want to talk about Toei Animation and the absolute clusterfuck that they've done.
It's absolutely dumb. Like, why would you do that? Like, you're just denying people to spread the knowledge of how great your stuff is.
For those of you not in the know, there's a YouTube content creator, TotallynotMark. He usually does reviews and other, I guess mostly reviews. I watch a lot of his content as well, where he discusses series. He usually anime. He does Dragon Ball reviews, One Piece reviews. He did Hunter x Hunter recently. A lot of these shows are animated by Toei Animation. And so I believe it was 5 days ago today that 150 of his videos have been copyright claimed. And so he went on to explain how he makes about a video a week. So that's like 3 or 4 years worth of content that just got taken off.
Yeah.
That means all the monetization that he was doing, all of the views, everything just got destroyed. And let's not forget that it's almost Christmas, so it's a pretty good way to start off the Christmas season, Toei.
It's bad enough I hate Christmas for my personal reasons, but like, bruh, you can't just fuck somebody like that. That's some bullshit.
It was very difficult, and it's a difficult situation because TotallynotMark works under the U.S. copyright laws. So as far as what he does, it is perfectly legal under American law, where the majority of his audience is, which, it's what he targets when he makes his videos. I am no expert on Japanese copyright law, but I know they're cunts about it. They're very strict. You can just look at Smash Bros. Or Nintendo or any of the other big companies. One of the big reasons why Smash Bros., which is a very popular fighting game, isn't in any competitive scenes, is
because Nintendo's like, fuck y'all.
Yes, because Nintendo is like, oh, you want to use our product, huh? Well, no, you can't. Oh, and then they twirl their mustaches.
It's ridiculous. It really is.
Yeah. No, it's a heartbreaking situation, right? Because the dude genuinely loves what he does when he does the reviews, right?
And his reviews are fucking great, dude.
Yes, he did a 19-part series on One Piece. I watched every goddamn video, dude. I binge watched it too. It was such great content. Another thing that YouTube does that's really messed up is that you can't dispute 2 videos at once. So he has to do it one by one. And on average, because this is not the first time Toei has claimed one of his videos. He has spoken about this before in his own videos, where he says that every time Toei claims it, he disputes it and he wins every time because he's not breaking the law. Let's get that clear. He's doing nothing illegal. Everything he does is under the fair use of copyright law. So he's allowed to make these videos with no repercussions. So it takes about an average of about 2 months, he said, for a video to go through the dispute claim. So he did the math on this. If he wanted to dispute every single video, it'd take him 30 years for all of them to go through.
Oh, fuck. At that point, you just let this shit go.
Yeah, no, it's a ridiculous situation. But the community has been very supportive. He did a video today as a little update. It was very emotional of him. He at the end of the video, he sent out a message to Toei itself in Japanese, which was top notch. He got a translator and everything. He also sent out a message to Eiichiro Oda, the creator of One Piece, because a lot of his content that was copy claimed was both Dragon Ball and One Piece. They were the 2 big ones.
I'm very sure Oda would be like, yeah, no, it's fine.
Oda's a good guy. He's protective of
Yeah.
he is protective of One Piece as he should be because it's his baby. But he's also knows how much the world loves his creation. It's one of the reasons why he's so motivated, right? He talks about this all the time. He regularly goes to restaurants at like 7 p.m. specifically because he knows when the new episode of One Piece will air, and he likes to watch the joy of the kids watching the episode. And yeah, the dude's he's a good dude. Yeah,
That's absolutely glorious.
the whole situation is just messed up, especially since they claim. I've never seen a company claim 130, 150 videos. I've seen them claim a video, right? But this situation is just redonkulous. And I
It
don't
really
care if
is.
that is not a word. I actually don't know. But that is the best word to describe what is happening.
This is absolutely insane. Because it's just like, why would you? And on top of that, the sad part is that YouTube knows, or at least the actual people at YouTube knows, this is this person's livelihood.
They don't care though.
Their algorithm doesn't care, and they're just like, well,
It's
it's
not.
already
It's
done.
not. It's
We're not
not.
going to
It's
fix
not.
it.
It's not the algorithm though. Whatever you want to say about YouTube's algorithm, this is not a problem with the algorithm. This is Toei Animation that made the claim to YouTube. This wasn't done like automatically, or I guess some of it is, but for 150 videos, some of which have been claimed before, disputed, and he won those disputes to be claimed again. So no, someone. This was a target.
Yeah, it seems like it was.
Anyway, let's get to the reason why we're here though. Harry Potter, book 3, movie 3, whichever you prefer. The Prisoner of Azkaban.
The moment shit gets really real.
Yes, it is a turning point in the series where the first 2 books were a lot of wonder and Harry going, "Oh my god, the world of magic." It's full of wonder and all the wonder and the wonder, and I'm saying wonder a lot because that's the whole point of the first 2 books.
And that's kind of scary.
Yes, book 3 is where things start to shift.
And it's just like, oh fuck. Oh shit. Oh no.
I read a comment years ago where it described the series pretty good. The first 3 books is Harry going, "Fuck yeah, I'm Harry Potter." Book 4 through 7 is, "Fuck, I'm Harry Potter," which is a pretty good description of the events, if not, simple and basic. So let's start off with book 3. In the very beginning, the summer happens. Harry's a lot different, right? Usually, when he gets bullied by his uncles and his aunt, and they're being bad family members and borderline abusive to abusive, he'll just like kind of sit there and take it because he couldn't do anything. But this year, he gets so mad. His aunt, I don't remember her name. It was Mariel,
His
I believe.
aunt's
Mariel, yeah,
sister. No, his uncle's
sister.
sister
Mhm. I believe they
was
call
a
her.
bitch.
Yes, Aunt Mariel was just talking crap about his parents. So Harry has a bout of accidental magic and inflates her like a balloon. And then he just like
Mhm.
runs away like nothing happened, which, it's understandable because look, I like to think of this a lot because Harry, while not a big person, he knows he's powerful. In the last book, he just finished destroying like 1,000-year-old basilisk with a fucking sword.
Yeah.
So he goes back and he's like, "Oh, my uncle." For some reason, this doesn't seem as scary anymore. I don't know what could have happened between me fighting a 1,000-year-old basilisk that is 100 feet long to now, but for some reason, the intimidation factor is no longer there.
If you actually read the books, in the book, he does the inflation thing, hands down. He does that regardless. But like, there's a moment where his uncle's just like, "Oh shit, oh shit, he's getting mad. He can possibly kill some magic," because they still don't know that he can't do magic outside of school, like for a reason.
Yeah, and Harry is wise to not tell them that, yeah, I can't do magic outside of school because, again, they're borderline abusive to abusive. So,
Yeah, and I don't think they find out till like book 5. And they're just like, "Oh, I guess you didn't tell us that you can't use magic outside of school."
no, then he runs into a black dog. I should mention beforehand that in during before Marge showed up, it was Aunt Marge. I was thinking Muriel from, I think, either the Weasleys or Courage the Cowardly Dog, but I don't care. So Aunt
Mm.
Marge, before Aunt Marge shows up, they see on the news that a prisoner named Black has escaped from prison, a mass murder, which will be important later on for obviously those who haven't seen Harry Potter. Spoilers ahead, obviously, but that's
Right?
serious. That's Sirius Black. So that dog will just keep showing up through the rest of the book as some heavy-handed foreshadowing and some other stuff that J.K. Rowling wanted to throw in there. So he goes to diagonally. I know it's called. I
Diagonally.
know it's Diagon Alley, but it's just diagonally because all the wizard alleys are just puns. Like
Well,
Nocturne Alley is just nocturnally.
but here's the funny thing. He in I think it was the second book. He actually pronounced it as diagonally, and it sent him somewhere else completely.
Yeah, send it to Nocturne Alley, which is like the side street of Diagon Alley. So he stays. He meets the Minister of Magic, which makes sense. Harry Potter is a very famous individual. He's very important for propaganda uses and such. They set him up at the inn, and then he just spends the rest of the summer just doing things. It was probably his most calm summer I can think of, because the rest of them are shit. The Weasleys
Yeah,
and Hermione eventually show up. They go pet shopping. They discover Hermione's familiar Crookshanks or Crookshanks.
yeah.
They find
She
out that
in the book. In the
Crookshanks doesn't like Scabbers, which
in
is
the book, she sees him as like an old thing. And then Harry and Ron leave the store. And the next time they meet up with Hermione, she has the cat, and Ron's just like, "Fuck, you got that cat for? It's trying to kill my rat." And it's just
yeah.
like, bruh, it's just the circle of life at that point.
Scabbers is Ron's pet rat, which is fucking disgusting, and Ron Weasley should be ashamed of himself. I don't care that his older brothers found it. It's still a rat. I don't know how his parents were like, our son's found a rat. Yeah, that's a good pet. I guess they are magic, so it's a lot easier to get rid of diseases and crap, but still, I would be like, son, that is a rat. No, I'll get you a dog. For the love of God, please.
Like, I won't lie, if it was a mouse, that'd be different because those are actually domesticated rats. Like, those are legit domesticated rats, like guinea pigs. Those are domesticated rats. But a legit rat, it's just like, hold up. You sure about this?
Especially in Europe, the
Yeah.
Black Plague, rats. Jesus. All right. So that's where like some of the interpersonal drama. There's always interpersonal drama happening at Hogwarts.
For some
But
odd reason.
this is this year's like main point, right? It's between Ron and Hermione and their animals and pets. Ron's always like, "Oh, my pet rat that I hate is gonna die. I'm so sad." And Hermione's like, "Well,
Wait,
it's a
hold
rat."
on.
Yeah. What?
What about Harry's owl?
What
Like,
about it? If I
I feel
remember
like they
correct,
do it wrong in the movies. I feel like they do the owl so badly.
Hedwig is pretty smart. I don't remember exactly if she didn't like Ron's pet rat, but then they never showed it. I'm
But
just
that's
not
what I mean.
remembering.
If I recall in the books, Hagrid was always the thing that Harry would talk to when he felt lonely. In the movies, he does that like 3 times.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just like I think they did that owl wrong in so many ways.
Hedwig, not Hagrid.
Hedwig.
Yes, we were not talking about the giant gatekeeper. We were talking about Hedwig, Harry's owl. Yes, the relationship between Harry and his owl is very important because it was basically his first like magical friend or friend in general, I suppose. So he has a very special bond with Hedwig.
Yeah.
So they spend
Very-
like the rest of summer at the Weasleys or something. I don't remember. It wasn't important. And then they get to the train, Hogwarts Express. They get on like every year. There's a mad dash. Then and then they found out that the Dementors will be guarding the school.
Because that Sirius Black is like the only person to ever actually escape Azkaban, and I'll explain when we get to the end if you remind me why he was able to do that.
Mm-hmm. I remember. I'll if you don't explain it, I'll explain it. Either way, for some reason, the Ministry of Magic has decided that, you know what? Instead of sending our highly trained Aura Corps, we're gonna send these soul-sucking monstrosities to a group full of children who can't protect themselves.
And we know we know that he's going after Harry Potter.
Yeah. So
So
instead
let's
of
send it to Hogwarts.
yes, so instead of I don't know giving Harry a protection detail like a smart person would do, they decided to instead infest a school full of children who can't protect themselves with soul-sucking demons.
Fucking. No wonder Dumbledore got pissed at the Minister of Magic so much.
Dumbledore's also just he tries his best, but he just doesn't do enough ever. And
He really doesn't.
he has some parts where he's just like shackled and he can't do, but in so many other ways he just fails.
He can achieve other things.
Exactly. It's just his inactivity that bothers me. So yeah, the Dementors obviously just start attacking the children because that's what they're gonna do. Because obviously. And then one gets close to Harry when something very important happens when the Dementor attacks Harry, and that is that Harry starts hearing voices. Or a very specific voice.
Which, by the way, Dementors they're supposed to take your happiest memories.
Yes.
But for some reason, Harry doesn't really have many of those.
Yeah, so instead it makes him relive one of his worst memories.
Yeah, which is kind of fucked up, honestly.
I think they do both. I think they drain the happiness out of you by making you relive your worst memories. It's a weird combination of things, but
either way, it's still fucked up how he has so little happy memories that Dementia's just like, the fuck we taking from this man?
Right. So Harry starts hearing like the night of Voldemort's attack, and he's hearing his mother's pleas for her life. Or I guess
not knowing that it's his mother.
Yes. That gets revealed later, which is just it's a horrifying thought, really. I don't think people bring this up enough when they talk about this moment, right? Because he is literally hearing the last moments of his mother as she's about to get murdered, trying to plead for his life. She is pleading for the son of her life, and he's just listening to it, and no one is like ever like, oh, okay, maybe we should get him to therapy or something.
Or some shit. Like, if you know this person is having major traumatic problems now that Dementor started fucking with him, which we actually skipped a part before Dementors actually started fucking with him. We skipped when he met the professor on the train. That was just like, who's faking asleep, who was hired by Dumbledore because of reasons, and because he was faking his sleep, he was able to not get the attention of the Dementors when they busted in, saw Harry, and was just like, he's the saddest person, and they went right after Harry. Which
He
is
should have
kind of.
done that before, though. As soon as he saw the Dementors on the train, he should have been like, all right, no, that's enough.
And here's the thing: in the book, he does that.
Not in the movies, though.
In the movies, they specifically said we want to make it scarier, so we're gonna have it happen.
But even then, as soon as still, I just the adults in Harry Potter are just like in many kid shows are just ridiculous.
Or at least in the books, they're not as bad. In the movies, it
So
seems like they
yeah,
made them bad on purpose.
probably. Well, they were trying to appeal to kids, so it makes sense, right? Like the adults don't know anything. It's really the kids running the show. So some more time passes. We're gonna not a lot of important stuff happens. There's a lot of like in this between time we're not talking about where it's just Ron, Hermione, and Harry in school. More of the drama between Crookshanks and Scabbers. Ron being a cunt.
Hermione cheating the school network like real hard.
We'll talk about that later because I want to talk about that hard. So they get am I forgetting? Right. So another thing that happens is during a Quidditch match between Hufflepuff and Gryffindor, the Dementors attack again.
Yeah.
And so I don't know
And
what. Yeah, so Harry almost dies
actually,
because he gets
no,
attacked. What?
no. This is what actually happens.
Harry
Yeah,
was.
in the show, it's the mentors. In the book, it's really the Malfoy and his boys being schmucks.
That happens later. No, both of these things happen because Harry gets attacked by Dementors during the Quidditch match, which prompts him to go try to learn the Patronus. Because then the second time, this is what happens. The second time they have a Quidditch match, I think against Ravenclaw, that is when Malfoy and his goons dress up as Dementors.
Oh yeah, because they're just like, let's go fuck with him.
Yeah. So this is the first match I'm talking about. This is one of the Dementors deck. Harry chases a snitch up into the sky, and then it gets surrounded by Dementors and falls off his broom. His broom gets shot to hell, and it's all broken and stuff. Then yeah, Harry almost dies, but who cares about that? He almost dies every goddamn chapter.
He dies almost every movie, at least 2 or 3 times.
Mm-hmm. And this is important because his broom breaks, and Christmas came, and he got a new broom. And this leads us to like the secondary drama that happened during the year between the Golden Trio, which was Harry versus Hermione. Because Hermione was like, "Hey, that broom didn't have a sender. Yes, it wasn't marked by anyone. Could be a trap.
Because you're targeted, and that's scary, and I'm
Yes.
worried about you." Which, by the way, it's just like, I get it, but at the same time,
Yes, Hermione smart, Harry dumb bitch.
but she really should have told him about it before she actually done
She
it.
did though. I'm pretty sure she discussed it with him, and it's like, "Hey, we should check that out." And then he's like, "Nah, don't worry about it." And so then Hermione goes behind his back to tell McGonagall. McGonagall.
McGonagall.
McGonagall. Thank you, Joe. I can't say her name. So this leads me to be for a whole fight. It's poor Hermione gets just treated the worst.
Dude, in the books, oh my god, they neglect her so goddamn
Oh
hard.
yeah. Oh yeah.
And
Hermione
even
is
when
the
she,
true hero.
even when
Especially in the movies, because in the movies they just make her a Mary Sue.
in the book, she actually gets, besides getting ignored by her best friends, she gets bullied on top of that. To the point, by the way, Hermione is supposed to have buck teeth throughout the whole series until this point. To the point that they fucked with her face. They literally fucked with her face to the point she just decided to shave down her teeth.
Yeah, it's a whole thing. It's very sad. J.K. Rowling is
Right
sad.
now,
It makes
I think that's book 2. I think that's book 4.
that is book 4, I believe.
Yeah, but it's just like it carries on almost for 2 books.
Yeah. So while this is happening, Harry's all learning the Patronus. He talks to. They had this whole Bogart thing in the middle, which is where he gets the idea because his Bogart turns into a Dementor. So he uses that to practice to learn the Patronus. I'm gonna skip ahead because book 3 isn't really is my favorite. It's a good book, but it's a little slow for me. It has the same difficulties I have with it with book 6, where it's a lot more character driven, but some of the interactions are just kind of like, this is just dumb drama.
Dude, that's why I
And I
don't.
hate
That's
dumb
why.
drama for dumb drama's sake. If it's done good with reason, okay. If you use it as a learning moment, but a lot of these don't get used as learning moments, and that's what bothers me. It just happens because it needs to happen.
And that's why I look at the movies. I'm just like, this is trash now. Because watching the movies like at least 2 or 3 times now, and then reading the books like a year ago, and it's just like, dude, these movies are garbage compared to the books. Especially when it gets to book 3, because that's when they actually start like explaining and opening up and be like, yo, this happened, that happened, this happened, that happens, this happens. And in the books, it's just like, oh shit, this is all interesting as fuck. But in the movies, you're just like, okay, I don't.
Yeah, another thing that happens during the year is that back at the beginning of the year, Harry takes divination as a class, and his teacher is basically a fraud most of the time.
Yeah, no. Quotation
And
marks.
so, yeah, most of the time she's just a fraud. And then she's like, Harry's gonna die. Basically, every class, she's like, I see the tea leaves say that Harry's gonna die. Which, if you think about it, it's funny that in the end Harry does kind of die in book 7, but that was more coincidence than anything. Because honestly, everyone's gonna die. So if I go to a definition class and I'm like, that guy's gonna die, I'm a fucking prophet, dude.
It's really important whenever they say how. That's why whenever I ask the question, yo, would you rather know when you're gonna die or how you're gonna die?
Either.
A lot of people say, I want to know how I'm gonna die.
Oh no, I
Because
wouldn't.
if you know when, you'll be like, oh, I don't give a shit then. That's just my time limit. But if you know how, you're just like, huh.
No, because if you know how, I think that's more paranoid. That gives you more paranoia because, like, if especially if it's something vague, like you're gonna die driving a car. Well, fuck, dude, I drive a car every goddamn day, right? So I feel like it'd increase the paranoia. So,
Yeah,
I,
but if you know when, the moment that that time comes where you're supposed to die at that time, you're just gonna lose your shit when that time is coming near.
all
Like
right,
you're
but
gonna
one
lose your
day of paranoia
absolute shit.
versus like every day of paranoia.
Yeah, but at least it won't lead to your death. Because if
I
you
mean, you're
get one
gonna
day of
die
paranoia to
regardless.
that extreme, it could possibly cause you to die that way.
But you keep Batman with prep time, you'll just not die. So, all right, so we're closer to the end of the year. The other stuff that's the Martyrs map is important. It's a map made by Harry's father and his friends. It shows everyone at Hogwarts and their name. And that is important because it shows Peter Pettigrew wherever Scabbers was, which is important later. It also shows Sirius Black as the Black Dog. Shocking, I know.
Yeah.
Anyway, so near the end of the book, at the end of the year, Harry talks, or I don't remember how this happened, but he ended up meeting with his divination teacher, and she gives a true prophecy, one of the 2 she's ever made. The first one was the OG prophecy about Harry, and this one was the Dark Lord rises tonight, his servant something something, which was talking about Crouch, which comes up in book 4. Anyway, so
Yeah.
she gives the prophecy of the return of Voldemort. Not the true return, but like the rise, but whatever. And
He's gonna make an appearance.
yeah, so I don't think Harry tells anybody. I think he's just kind of like, what just happened? And he's confused, which is, understandable. He doesn't know what's going on either.
In the books, he does something smart and he tells Dumbledore. But Dumbledore also does something stupid, and it's just like, I'll figure it out. And it's just like, no, you won't.
This is
Shut
another
up.
one of those like Dumbledore keeps all his cards to his chest, and so
And it's like this is like they explain at the end in the book. They explain very well why he did that. But in the show, you're just like, bro, this thing is all about him. He deserves to know everything about it.
yeah, Dumbledore did not handle it, at least in my opinion, in the best of ways.
Oh fuck no. He even admits it at the end. He's just like, yeah, I should have done a lot of things different, but
Yeah.
I just enjoyed seeing you happy for once.
So another thing that happened was during the year was Buckbeak, which is a hippogriff, hurts Malfoy because Malfoy just doesn't know how to be a
Be
student.
he doesn't know how to be a normal person.
Yeah, he doesn't know how to not be a pretentious cunt. So he wants Daddy is like, wah, and then Daddy's like, all right, son, I'll take care of it.
Which, by the way, Dad hates Harry because Harry got rid of Dobby for him.
He hates Harry for multiple reasons, but that too,
Yeah,
yes.
but that's like the most recent one that makes me go, "Fuck you, Harry."
Yeah. So because of this whole trial with I don't they were on their way to Hagrid's house, I believe, and the black dog, which they don't know is Sirius Black yet, grabs Ron by the ankle and then like drags him away.
Dragged his ass,
Yeah.
yeah.
So Hermione and Harry follow. They go through this whole thing, and then they learn, oh my god, it's Sirius Black.
Which, by the way, I like to point out in the books, Ron makes a very good point for once. Well, at least
Ron
for
makes a
once, in
couple
like,
good points in the books. They
yeah,
made
no,
him
but he makes
they
it.
made him an idiot in the movies, which makes me hate him
But in the books,
more.
he has moments you're just like,
In the
oh
books,
shit, that's a good
he
point.
has his moments.
But like
He's
in
still
the
a terrible, terrible person, but he has his moments.
in the book, he's just like, bro, he was in my pocket. You didn't have to rip my leg off for that.
Yeah,
Like Ron's just like, you had to eat my leg to get into my pocket. You could have easily got into my pocket. You did not need to tear my leg
I
down.
don't. All right, so to defend Sirius Black here, I don't. He is also just kind of like mentally broken. 13 years filled in a prison filled with dementias will do that to you. It wasn't like he was thinking clearly.
Beatrix. Yeah, you turn into the same person we were saying. That fucking place.
Anyway, yeah. So then, fucking Remus Lupin shows up, which is the professor. He's also one of Harry's friends.
Defense against the dark arts.
Yeah, he's friends with his dad. They find out he's a werewolf. This whole thing's happening.
And then in the books they explain, yo, your dad thought it would be a smart fucking idea because he turned into a werewolf and they were all friends and they were just like, we don't want him to be alone because if he's alone he does crazy shit and he hurts people, but if he has something to keep him like steady and focused it works. But they couldn't do it as humans because he would attack them as humans, so they decided to go, what is it called, transfiguration or something like that.
They went
They
to
decided
they decided to use an art form, a branch of transfiguration known as the
that's so hard.
the animagus
The
ritual.
animagus,
Yes,
yeah.
which turns them
It,
into an animal. So a
which,
very
by the way, it's so fucking hard that there's only eight. No, there was only five besides those three that's ever done it. And those three did it when they were like, what, 30 years or 40 years? And it's just like, holy shit, that's terrifying.
right. So the animagus ritual is hard because you need to keep a mandrake leaf under your tongue for like a month, and then you got to do another step during like a lightning storm. It's all very specific, and so
Yeah,
it's not that it's difficult. It's just tedious.
it's a lot of shit, dude. You can easily fuck it up too, and you're just like, screwed to hell. It's
Another
sad.
thing that is very important about the animagus transformation is that it makes you immune to lycanthropy while you're an animal.
Yeah.
I don't know if it makes you immune while you're in human form, but it definitely makes you immune while you're an animal. Which is
Oh,
one
I
of
guess we can. I guess we can explain why Sirius was able to get out of the fucking thing since we
yes.
explained that now. The reason
What
why he was able to get out of the fucking hellhole with all the Dementors is because when he transforms into his animagus form, which is a wolf,
a
it's
big black
it's
dog.
such a it's such a dumbed down from the normal mental capacity of a normal person that the Dementor's like, yo, that's not a person. We don't care. And because of that, it will like give him time to relax and like not freak the fuck out constantly. But it was always just like a lot of shit. But yeah, that's how he
Freaking
was able to
everything.
just survive that shit because just like if I just shut technically if I shut my brain off, nothing can happen to me.
Yeah.
Like that's like his mental reasoning for
Yeah,
that. It's like if I turn my brain
he
off.
starved. Yeah, so this whole thing started where he saw a picture of Scabbers because the Weasleys won a trip to Egypt or some shit. And so the Minister of Magic was like, haha, here, take this picture, not this picture, this is a newspaper. And then he saw it and he's like, oh shit, he's still alive. I gotta go protect Harry. Instead of doing it before, but whatever. I don't know why he waited 13 years to escape, but whatever. Yeah.
Well, I think it was more like okay, future spoilers, I guess. He was so convinced at when he killed Scabbers Peter Pettigrew when after Peter Pettigrew led Voldemort to kill Harry's parents. He was so convinced that he killed him after going on that rampage and attacking him, which by the way, which caused him to actually go to the fucking jail is because he did a move so powerful it killed a fuck ton of muggles on top of that,
No, no, no,
which
no, no,
is
no,
the
no, no, no. That he no, dude, he's innocent of that. He was framed for that. He confronted Pettigrew, but Pettigrew did some shit, threw a blasting curse, and I think the official he hit like a fucking pipeline or something, and that caused a big
oh,
explosion.
and exploded.
Yes, and then he cut off his finger and ran away. Then the aura showed up. Sirius was just like
And
in
they
such
saw
a
Sirius just standing
yeah, he
there.
was such in like in a mental trauma. He like literally broke down. He was screaming like I killed the Potters because he felt like he killed them because it was his choice. It was his idea because he was the original secret keeper. So and he was like, all right, but that's so obvious. I'm your best friend. Everyone's gonna look to me about the secret keeper. So instead, let's use Pettigrew. He'll be the secret keeper. I'll be the decoy.
Yeah, and it didn't work out.
Yeah, no, it did not work out.
It did not work out whatsoever. But he does explain some of the shit when Harry like it's just like you killed my parents. Blah. When Harry comes at him with like Sirius and all of them
Yeah,
inside
it's an
the
understandable
Whomping
reaction.
Willow. Yeah, and then like he was just like, no, I actually did it. But that fucking rat did. And it's like, what do you mean the fucking rat is? The rat's the actual person. It's like, what do you mean the rat's the actual person? And then magic explosion caught you, bitch.
Right. So yeah, so this whole thing happens. Fucking Snape shows up. He's a cunt. Doesn't matter.
Yeah,
I'm getting a little confused because of what this next part, which is
them arguing constantly back and forth.
no, the time turner nonsense. And I'm getting confused
Oh,
about which happened first because it happened at the same time. Anyway, I think Snape shows up. Remus
talks
forget.
mad shit.
Yeah, Remus forgets his. Yeah, he talks mad shit. He's like, he takes Harry and Hermione and Sirius Black.
Ron.
Yeah, he takes Ron too, obviously. And he's like, aha, I got all of you now. And he takes them away. Remus is
And he
left there.
forgot that he actually came down there to give
Yes, that's something important.
Remus the potion. He
Yes.
actually forgot that he came down to do that because he saw Sirius Black and the fucking rat guy. He was just like, "Oh, Sirius Black," and it was
Yeah.
just like,
Yeah, his hate boner exploded. So he's like, oh, yeah, I'm going to fucking kill him. Oh.
yeah, and that caused him to forget why he actually came down there. And then fucking Remus turned into a werewolf.
Yeah, so they run away. Harry and the Minister shows up and he's like, aha, gonna go kill Sirius Black with the Dementor. So don't. And then Harry and Hermione got sent to a different room because Ron was in the hospital.
That's
So,
in the book.
mhm.
In the and also you skipped the part where Harry uh Harry went after Sirius and Remus because he was just like, oh shit, Remus might like seriously hurt Sirius because he's just like going off wall because werewolf, and
See, that's the
because of
part.
that,
That's the part I was getting confused about because about when it happened chronologically, right? And I don't remember if he did that before or after the time turner. All right. So another thing I forgot to
he did that
mention.
before. He did that before the time turner,
Yeah, another
but
thing I forgot to mention
he
was that a whole bunch of Dementors attacked Harry and Sirius, and
yeah, at that
and
moment,
and they
and at
got
that moment,
saved by what appeared to be Harry's father.
his dad's Patronus, which was a stag.
Mhm.
Which I like to point out, something that just occurred to me just now. They explain Remus tells Harry that his dad's Patronus was a stag. In the movies, they don't mention that whatsoever. So Harry has no reason to be like, that was my dad's Patronus. Like they don't talk about it like that.
Well, it was his dad's Animagus form, which is his Patronus. Yeah. So yeah. So
Yeah, they didn't talk about that shit.
Harry and Hermione go use Hermione's time turner to go back in time. They do some shenanigans. They watch everything play out. They get to the
They
part
stopped
where
Buffy from dying.
yeah, they stop Bugby from dying. They get to the part where Harry and Sirius are about to die by the Dementors, and Harry's like, "Oh shit, I get to see my dad. He's gonna come." And then Hermione's like, "Harry, he's not gonna show up. I think you saved you." And then Harry's like, "Oh shit," and so he just saved himself.
Yeah. And a funny point is when Harry sees that
Speaking
Hermione.
of, I'm gonna take this time to
No,
now.
wait. The funny part is when Harry fucking finds out that Hermione's the one that threw the rock at him.
That was pretty funny.
It's like
Yeah.
that actually fucking hurt.
So
Like that actually hurt.
I'm gonna talk about one important thing, and that is the decision to give a fucking 13-year-old girl a goddamn time machine.
Well, she did. He's Hermione though.
I don't give a shit who it was.
Yeah, but you know Hermione's not gonna use that shit
Who the
irresponsibly.
fuck knows that though?
Everybody that knows Hermione knows
All
that.
right, so the teachers know. They're like, all right, Hermione won't abuse it, but like the Department of Mysteries just took the word of the professor. It's like, don't worry, this 13-year-old girl is mature enough not to abuse fucking time travel.
Which they weren't wrong. She did not abuse it
I don't care.
until Dumbledore. Until Dumbledore's just like, you
No,
know.
because another thing about what happened in this book, it was played because Hermione kept being burnt out during the day, and just people didn't know why. I mean, people knew she was taking like every goddamn class, but they're like, this doesn't make sense. How are you doing this?
Yeah, everybody was picking up and just like, hold on.
More
Weren't you
importantly,
in?
right?
Weren't you
Who
in
the
my other
fuck
class?
gives a fucking 12-year-old or a fucking 13-year-old the ability to time travel because, well, she wanted to take some extra classes, obviously. What else are we gonna do? Time travel. It's gotta do it.
Yeah, but you also got to remember, not like almost nobody that's not in the higher ups like auras and the head of Ministry of Magic actually know what the fuck that is. They're just like,
Which
that's
makes it
weird.
even worse that they decided to give it to a goddamn 13-year-old.
Like that's weird. Why is that weird? Why is this weird? This shouldn't be weird.
If it's such a high priority thing where it's kept hidden and only the upper echelon of the fucking Ministry of Magic know, then why the hell did they give it to Hermione?
Because they know Hermione's not going to abuse it.
No, they don't fucking know that though.
Yes, they did.
Especially since the Ministry is so fucking racist. Hermione is a Muggle-born. I could believe it if it was like some secret experiment. They're like, all right, we gotta test this out, like the effects of the time of constant time travel. So it's like, all right, just give it to like that girl. She's fucking worthless. It's a Muggle-born. Who cares? See, I could believe it if it were that. But if it no, it just doesn't make sense to me that they decided Hermione out of all the students, because Hermione breaks so many goddamn rules, and I don't give a shit what anyone says. They could have given it to so many other people, but they just Hermione. She was the only one that ever was like, I don't want to take all the classes. Are you telling me no Ravenclaw student ever was like, I also want to take all the classes? But he probably was like, no, fuck you. You don't get time travel. But then he's like, but I've never broken any rules. And fucking Dumbledore was like, yeah, well, fuck you. You're not a Gryffindor.
Which, God, that was such a prejudice on Dumbledore's behalf.
Dude, when I first watched the movies, and I'm gonna talk about this, the end of the year scenes were, especially in first year, I thought that was cool when he gave her Ron, Hermione, and Harry a bunch of points. I didn't talk about this last last time, but I should have. But it's so fucked up, especially for like a lot of the Slytherins that are just people and not assholes. They worked hard all year, got points, and then fucking Dumbledore out of nowhere is like, oh, Hermione for being smart gets 50 points. Ron for playing a game of chess gets 50 points, and Harry for being brave gets 100 points. It's like a bullshit.
And
What the
then
fuck?
Neville for being old, you get a point. It's just like, fuck
Oh
off with
yeah,
that one.
no, fuck all kinds of duck. Get the fuck out of here.
Like,
I
I
I
give
would
it
have
to him.
I
Thanks
would
for
have
giving
right.
props to Neville. No. Listen, it's just like, thanks for giving props to Neville. That's cool. But what the fuck was that?
I would have, dude. I would have fucking righted. I worked hard all year to earn my house points, and then all of a sudden, Dumbledore is like, "Nope, they win." It's like a bitch. What? Excuse me. Also, like, or Harry and the rest should have been pissed about this years later because, like, I went through a life-threatening situation, and all I got out of it was a worthless house points.
Oh yeah, no.
Get the fuck out of
Like,
here.
life and death straight up the wazoo, and it's just like, you just gave me points. You didn't give me no like medals or anything. Like, the fuck.
Granted, a teacher died, so low key, but still, get the fuck out of here. So yeah, so they save Harry saves himself. They go to Buckbeak.
Say
They
Buckbeak.
oh they build the Harmony ship. They go save Sirius from execution, and the Harmony ship is where Harry and Hermione were running on Buckbeak's back. I will talk about that later in book 4, but anyway, he has a conversation with Sirius, and Sirius is like, "I promise, you'll come live with me eventually, so you don't have to like go live with your abusive relatives." And Harry's like, "Cool." And then he goes home to his abusive relatives.
But here's the funny thing. I love the ending of this book the most when he goes back home. Because he goes back home, it's just like, yeah, I found out I have a godfather, and he's just got out of prison because he's a murderer. And the fucking Dursley are just like, oh fuck, what?
Yeah, that was a good bit of
That
manipulation on
is the
Harry's part.
funniest shit to me.
That was a good
They
part.
fucking cream themselves.
I know. I like that part too. I like that part a lot, where Harry's just kind of like, my godfather, he's killed the Fitty men.
He's a murderer. They're just like, wait, what?
And
That's the only part of book 3 I love more than anything. Like, they're just like, oh, what?
yeah. So the rest of summer wasn't all that difficult for him with Harry's threat of murder.
Oh yeah, I like his best
And
week,
now
his best year.
we transition into book 4 here.
The
Look,
Goblet of Fire,
later
which,
on,
by the way, apparently they did a whole lot of shit that they weren't supposed to do in the movie than that was in the book.
I
Like, you
will
thought the
I
third one was bad. Apparently, there's a lot of shit that was different.
I will openly admit that book 4 is my favorite movie.
Oh yeah, it's fucking full of action and shit.
It is by far my favorite movie of all of them. And that's probably my inner nerd who is like, fucking, there were dragons. Who doesn't like dragons?
I am Dragon the guy, like, no lie, but and you know this, man. But
People should
like,
know that I like dragons considering my name. Come on. I'm literally a dragon made out of straw.
and I am the king.
So,
All right,
there is no bias here, by the way. I don't just love the movie because of dragons. I will admit it's a big component, but not just that.
I'm gonna be the king of ruining your shit. I'm gonna tell you now, that's some bull.
All right. So Harry, the book starts, at least the beginning stages, with Harry dreaming about Voldemort. This is very important later on in the series. His connection that his scar has with Voldemort.
Which comes up a lot ever since this happens, like
This is a
literally the moment this comes up, it's just constantly like blah blah blah. Like whenever he has any alone time, it's just like Voldemort's dream. Voldemort's reading your mind. Voldemort's doing
yeah.
this connected to
This
you.
is extremely
Voldemort
important.
is literally connected to you. It's just like this is a lot.
Yeah, this is extremely important for book 5 and 6. That connection. So nothing much else happens, and during at least to stay with the Dursleys during the summer until the Weasleys come, and he's like, "Hey, you want to go watch the World Cup for Quidditch?" And Harry's like, "Fuck yeah, I do."
And to see something that's a World Cup, and everybody's bragging about how there was one time a match lasted for 14 days and all that shit. And it's just like, goddamn, just mm,
So
that is a thought process.
they go to so they go to the World Cup. They introduce the teams, the Vila foreshadowing, Crumb foreshadowing. Crumb is an international like Quidditch star, but he's like 17. He's a super genius or something with Quidditch. The Vila are the mascot of a Bulgarian team, which is Crumb's national team.
Also, I like to point out, speaking of Quidditch, whenever they actually had a Quidditch match that Harry was in, that shit was hype as fuck.
Yes,
In the books,
if I
in the
remember,
books,
yes, in the
they were
books, if
hype
I
as
remember
fuck.
correctly, Harry hasn't like every game that wasn't interrupted. Harry has caught the snitch,
Yeah, no, that
which is
shit
a
was
shame that
fucking.
he never went professional because from book one they were always hyping up like Harry's skill with Quidditch, right? He's like, "You're a natural kid." I get why he didn't pursue it though, with the whole Voldemort is trying to eat me thing. But I feel like after everything, I feel like he should have done something with Quidditch. If not played professionally or just, did more with it. Instead
Become
of
a teacher for it or something. Like,
just even like keep it as a hobby, because you just kind of like they just kind of forget about it later on. Which is a shame.
he's so fucking good at it too.
Hmm.
Like in the books, it's like all hype as fuck and
Hmm.
everything. Even when they're losing, it's just like he's still like he
Winning.
catches the snitch
Yeah.
every match that he's in, which is just like even though they lose that match, he caught the snitch,
Yeah,
which is hype as all
Harry's
fuck.
undefeated
Yeah, I
with
know.
catching snitches.
The only
So
time he didn't catch the snitch is because he got struck by fucking lightning.
yeah, like I said,
Like,
without like freak car, if in a fair competition, Harry has not lost yet.
yeah, no, like it's just like that shit wild, man.
So they watch the World Cup. The Irish win, but Crumb catches the snitch. They're all partying, and then nighttime occurs, and there's an
Where the
attack.
races come out.
Yes, the races come out. So a bunch of cloaked individuals wearing skull masks attack.
And they shoot up the dark sign.
Yeah, they shoot up the Dark Mark, and
Which, by the way, in the books, they blame on an elf that did nothing wrong.
yes, they blame it on Winky, which is Mr. Crouch's elf. She was introduced a bit earlier, and they explained, yeah, she was there because Mr. Crouch wasn't there, which makes sense because at this time he's probably dealing with his son who he illegally got out of Azkaban escaping. So he's like, oh fuck, oh fuck, oh fuck.
They find out they're gonna kill me. They're gonna kill my son. Oh, my boy.
Yeah. So
Man child. That's what I see as.
yeah. So speaking of, dude, fuck Crouch because he threw Sirius into Azkaban without a trial. But then, like, his son is also in there. He's like, all right, well, I'll just, like, replace him with, like, a dead body and, like, keep him in my house.
No, he replaced it with his wife.
Well, his wife died. She was dying, and I can kind of get where he was coming from, though. Because it was his dying wife's last wish. She was like, well, I don't want my son in Azkaban. Do something. And he's like, oh, okay.
But still, it's just like I'm sorry, that just seems scummy as all fucking.
Mm. Anyway, so Harry and the others are there in the drama because plot. And
No, I think that's more so just timing at that point. It's just like
plot,
you
yeah.
just got caught. You just got caught at the wrong spot in
Yeah,
history.
so this brings up like her later for which is part of the drama for this book, which is Hermione's spew.
Mm, Yeah, Mudblood and all that shit.
which is the Society for fuck. Was that book 3 or was that in this book? I don't remember right now. I think
What
that
is it
was
called?
the her spew for house elves. The
Yeah, that's his
Society for
book.
Protection of like
This is when
elves.
she was still. This is when fucking. Well, it's actually ever since book two, but it hits this climax in book four,
Okay, yeah.
where
I knew it was in book
Harry
4
and
where
Ron are
it's
just like, we're tired of you talking about this shit, and we're just gonna ignore you again. And then Ron and Harry get in a fight during the competitions,
and then Hermione pogs up, yes, and then Harry.
and then Ron gets pissy, but then Hermione and Harry get back
We'll
together,
talk
but
about
Ron and
this
Harry break
later.
apart.
We'll talk about this later. So
It's complicated and
it's
stupid all
yeah.
together.
So they get to the school. There just things happen until Halloween, where the delegates of Durmstrang and Beauxbatons show up, and everyone gets there,
Which,
and
by
it's
the way, surprises all fucking just his first time seeing it. Just like there's other schools, like it blows your fucking mind.
it makes sense. Not
When you're a
everyone,
kid, it
not
blows your
all,
mind.
yeah,
When you're an
not
adult, you're just like, oh, about fucking time.
yeah, right. World building at last.
Yeah, not just school building, pun intended.
Yeah, so they show up. Everyone's like the important characters are shown but not shown. It's the whole anime thing, right? Where like everyone else is in the background just as silhouettes, but the important people have full color.
And full of details.
Yeah. So Crumb, who was introduced earlier, shows up, and you're like, ah, so he's the champion, obviously. And then this Vila chick shows up. Uh, she's obviously the champion because she just talks to Harry about like cream cheese or some shit.
Yeah.
But she's the only like French witch that like talks to the main cast. So you're like, oh, she's got to be important.
Well, her and her little sister, but the little sister doesn't get screen time.
Mm.
In the book, she gets screen time.
Anyway, so Halloween actually happens, and the Goblet of Fire is pulled out. They're like, all right, we're gonna compete now in these blood games. Everyone, we're gonna see who gets to die. I mean, compete. And then Dumbledore likes it, and he pulls out Crumb for Durmstrang, Cedric Diggory for Hogwarts, and Fleur Delacour for Beauxbatons. And everyone's like, oh yeah, cool.
All
Everyone's
right.
clapping, everyone's happy, and then the fire lights up again from the goblet, and it spits out Harry's name, and Dumbledore's like, Harry Potter!
Well, no, in the movies, he's like, Harry Potter! Harry Potter! In the book, he's just like, Harry, did you do this shit? Like,
Yeah, in the books, not in the movies, he was very aggressive. If I were Harry, I'd be like, bitch, get your hands off me.
right? Which, by the way, I just found out just now that Shaman King just continued their season, their show.
On Netflix?
Yeah.
Nice.
Fucking Shaman King.
We'll talk about that some other podcast.
Yeah, I love Shaman King. I'm sorry.
Um, so
After reading the manga, I just got hooked on Shaman King, like straight up.
so then Harry comes back. Everyone at the school is like, "You fucking cheater." A lot of Gryffindor is happy, but at the same time, they're like, "So Harry,
You still cheated though.
yeah, how'd you get your name in there?" And Harry's like, "I didn't." And they're like, "Ah, you don't have to lie to us." And he's like, "But I did." And they're like, "Ah, it's all right. You don't have to tell us."
Especially fucking the twins.
Yeah, and then
The
Ron is like,
coolest brothers ever. Not gonna
and,
lie.
and then Ron is like, so you didn't tell me about your name. And Harry's like, hey, best friend I've known for 4 years, I didn't do it. And he's like, it's fine if you don't want to tell me. Like, if you used your cloak, it's fine. Just, I think you would be honest with me. And Harry's like, but I didn't do it. Ron's like,
And
fine.
this is when Ron and Harry break apart after they just dumped Hermione.
Yeah, and then Hermione like pogs up and he's like, all right, so you're in a fucking death cult tournament, so I'm gonna help you. And so Hermione pogs up and Harry's like, thanks.
Like, thanks for not leaving me to die, literally.
Yeah, Hermione fucking steps up in this book, and it's beautiful.
Well, she
And
starts to step up in the last book, but now it's just like she actually
she's
gets a
always
fuck.
stepping up, but this time it was like extra, right? Because the whole school,
Yeah,
like in book two, the whole school turned against him, but at least Ron was still there, so it was a little more,
palpable,
yeah. So like
culpable.
all your friends were still there, right? But in this one, Ron left, so it was just Harry if Hermione hadn't shown up.
Yeah, and Hermione came in like a fucking baller.
Yeah, she came in like a boss and is like, "I got you, bro," and Harry's like, "Cool." Now we get to the first task. All other things happen in the middle, but I don't give a shit about them because dragons.
I honestly don't remember the test besides the maze at the end
So the
because
first,
in the book, in the show, the tests go they just blow by really.
mm-hmm,
In the books, it's tedious as fuck that you somewhat start to drown out a little bit.
mm-hmm. So
Even the details are almost exactly the
her
same to the point. Just like
Hagrid cheats and lets Harry know it's dragons. Harry, because he's not an absolute cunt, tells
tells Diggory.
Cedric. Yeah, he tells Cedric, "Hey, it's dragons," because I don't want people to die.
And who and see Harry
He
tells
just tells,
somebody else. He tells somebody else, and they're just like, "Oh, I got you," and they teach him how to do the summoning spell a lot better.
Hermione.
No, I feel like somebody else achieved it. Oh, the Mooney.
Yeah, Mad Eye Moody.
Mad Eye Moon was just
I
like,
forgot to mention him, but he's the this year's current defense against dark arts professor.
yeah. Moody kind of told Hermione, it's just like, if you really want to help Harry, he should get good at certain spells. Wink, wink, weird eyes roll.
Yeah, he goes.
And she
So
picked,
you should.
she picked up on it, yeah.
So
Because
he's like,
Hermione's fucking smart, bae.
yeah, you should learn a summoning charm. You know what else? You should learn. Hey, you should learn that you're fucking amazing at Quidditch. You should think about what you use in Quidditch.
you should use, you should do what you're really good at. Fucking broomsticks.
Yeah, coughing, cough, broom, cough. So
Hermione, you should help him get good at his summoning charms.
So Hermione and Harry share a very intimate moment in the tent, and they're hugging, and it's amazing. And Skeeter shows up, and it's like, oh, the young lovebirds. And then Harry goes
Fuck
off,
Skeeter.
and
Just
the
gonna
whole.
throw that out there now. Fuck Skeeter.
So the first task was you got to retrieve a golden egg from the dragon. A
Dragon.
nesting mother dragon, and there are other real eggs on the nest. So
Dragon.
yeah, the dragon was like, "Fuck you, you're not getting close." Well, after many shenanigans, Harry does it. He ties for first, I think, or something.
Because he got it the fastest.
Yeah,
Which I like to point
I
out
don't remember the scores all that well, but I remember
in the
Cedric
movie.
being like last.
I remember no.
Or was
What's
it
his face?
for?
He was third. The chick was second. And what's his face?
No, all right. So I'm thinking of the other events. Yeah, Crumb comes
What's his
in
face? Yeah,
last.
yeah. Chrome comes in last because he actually got injured.
Yeah, no, he injured the dragons, which was also like apparently you weren't supposed to do that.
Yeah,
No one ever told me I couldn't hurt the goddamn dragons, but okay.
but yeah, no, it's just, and I honestly think it's weird how that went down. To tell it like it is, because it's just like, even though they know how that goes down and all that shit. Hell, the whole reason why they stopped it was because people were dying too much or getting injured. So it's just like, we can't have that happen. So they stopped it. But it's just like, you know how bad it is. Why would you immediately go back to doing it as bad as it possibly can be? Like, why would you, like, you know how bad it used to be? Why would you immediately do the bad shit again? I didn't get that.
Because it was supposed to be safer, apparently, but I don't know what the fuck about nesting dragons is safe, but
And
Ministry.
it make it
Maybe it made sense to the Ministry of Magic, right? So who gives a shit what else anyone else thinks?
apparently. And on top of that, in the book Harry doesn't actually leave the arena.
Nope.
In the movie, he flies through the whole fucking school. I admit it looks better, but at the same time,
Yeah,
I'd
no, there was
rather it
supposed to be
be actually reasonable.
there's supposed to be wards around the arena to protect the audience. So it was a lot more cinematic in the movies. They took some liberty.
And I honestly don't hate it, but at the same time, I feel like they could have just not done it.
All right. So after this, Ron comes back and he's like, "Oh my God, Harry, I believe you now." And Harry is like, "Okay," and I'm like, "What? No, fucking punch
You
him."
should punch him.
Thank you. I agree.
You should say some shit like, "Bro, you left me out to fucking die,
Bitch.
literally."
Your brother works in the Dragon Reserve. How the fuck? Why didn't you tell me that your brother was coming? Your brother that works with dragons was coming. It's suspicious, isn't it? That your brother that works with dragons was coming.
Like some shit like that, and he fucking again. Ron sucks total balls in the goddamn in the movies and in the books. It's just like you're kind
He's
of
not.
just
He's not much better. Honestly speaking, he's still an asshole. He's just all. Yeah. So
yeah, but he actually does like the teenager thing, which just like I wanted to get back and be friends with you again, but like I got scared because I thought you were mad. And I was like, that's some teenager bullshit. I get that, but at the same
yeah,
time,
I
bruh,
get. Yeah. All right,
bruh,
come on, bro. All right,
bruh,
I can
Mr.
forget.
Dragons.
I can forgive it this year. I can't forgive it. I cannot forgive it. Book 7. I can't. It ruined his character for me. Um, let's
We'll get to that.
yeah, let's talk about So Ron and fucking Harry are friends again. So Hermione's like kind of left to the side for a bit. So Christmas
And
comes up.
Ron and Hermione do the whole thing of like Harry, speak for me.
Yeah. So
That
yeah.
garbage.
So the fucking Harry finds out there's a ball. He's like, oh shit.
Oh, and Diggory tells Harry after a while, who's just like, you should use the prefect's bathroom with your egg.
Yeah, you should definitely see about
It's
doing that.
such a secretive way that's just like, bruh, I told you, yo, there's dragons. Why can't you just tell me, yo, use the egg in the water? Like, also, Moaning Motor, fuck that bitch. Moaning Motor was a pervert.
Dude, if I were dead, why not, right?
I get that, but at the same time, it's just like you're a pervert. You're literally looking at little boys.
She's like 15, looking at other 15-year-olds. It's not like she ages anymore.
True, but
She's just
still, it's just like
perpetually
you're.
stuck at whatever
She's
she's at.
seen she's seen all the PP.
All right, so yeah, so another drama moment comes up because Ron is in the common room with Harry and Hermione. He's like, "Hey, Hermione, you're a girl. No one's asked you yet. Let's go to the ball because I know you don't have anyone to go with."
Dick move, and she's
Yeah,
just like, "Bitch, you know better. I already have somebody. Eat shit." And he's just like, "Fuck, bro."
and then Ron is like, "You're fucking lying," but whatever. So then
Also, I like to
as the
point
last,
out
yeah,
the the fucking. I love the part where he asks his brothers, just like, "Have you guys done anything?" They're just like, "Da da da." Yeah, no, you make a good point. We should ask somebody to prom. They, I can't remember which one, but one of them looks at Angela and just goes, "Hey, you want us to the fucking the ball?" And then she's just like, "Yeah." And it's just like, "Oh, I guess as easy as you think, as I thought it was." And then Ron's just like, "The fuck, man." It's just like you deserve that.
I think it
You
was
deserve
revealed.
that shit.
I think it was revealed later that they were dating, and
Yeah.
the twins just did it to fuck with Ron, which was just amazing.
It's just like this is why the twins are so great because it's just like they fuck around so much that in the books, up till book 7, Ron is fucking paranoid about everything. It's just like that's fucked up, but it's also hilarious.
Yeah, so they get to the ball. After during this time, we also find out that Harry wanted to ask Cho Chang out. Most racist name I've ever heard in my goddamn life. Not all racist, just fucking lazy. It doesn't matter. So they ask her. He wants to ask her out, but she's
Bobby
going
Lee
out.
would hate
Yeah,
that so much.
she's going out with Cedric, and so they end up going with like the Patil twins. Harry's being a fucking asshole during the entire thing because he's broody,
Horny after Chongqing, yeah.
and Ron is like constantly being a creep towards Hermione because she went with Crumb. Surprise, surprise.
Which is his fan, which he's a huge fan of.
Yes, and he's it's both like jealousy for both of them because he's jealous of Crumb for going with Hermione, but he's also like jealous of Hermione for going with Crumb. And my
Well, on
fucking
top of that, in the books, it turns out that Crumb is jealous of fucking Ron because Ron knows Hermione. And it's just like, what is she like? What does she know? It's just
and
like, bro, just
yeah,
ask her.
and Harry is just like not involved at all in this like romance drama, and my ship sank.
It's fucking crashed and burned. You would think you can't burn anything underwater. Yeah, no, that shit burned
Yeah,
underwater.
you would assume that like such a raging fire couldn't happen to my boat in the middle of the ocean, but it just did. My ship sank. All my dreams of a Harmony ending just got washed down the goddamn drain. Because
And the
obviously,
ship caught on fire again.
yeah, underwater it just exploded into splinterings later on in the other books, and
It's like, bruh, what the fuck is this?
it sucks because in book 7, like you get a like they were slowly rebuilding and they made a little raft and that fucking gets nuked, and so you're just like, oh okay, I guess I can't be happy.
Right. But continuing this book, after the ball, or during the ball, where
Fuck.
Ron and Harry are being sleazeballs.
Mm-hmm. Because
Which, by the
obviously,
way, the movies have completely cut out Ron and the twins' older brother, Percival.
they showed him very slightly in like the first book, I think. But yeah, who they really fucked over was Bill and Charlie, especially Charlie. Charlie doesn't show up.
Charlie doesn't exist.
Yeah, Charlie doesn't exist. He shows up once, like in a picture, but that's it.
Like, Charlie doesn't
Because
exist.
he's pretty cool
and
dude. He was
Percy
a pretty
got
cool
kicked out.
in book 4.
Like, Charlie doesn't exist. Percy got kicked out, and Bill was just like mentioned only when dragons were brought up.
Charlie.
No, Bill.
Bill is the oldest. He shows up later in the books.
Yeah, I'm saying he only gets brought up when dragons are brought up or werewolves are brought up. But like, Charlie just doesn't exist whatsoever.
It's a shame about Charlie. So, yeah, so Harmony is destroyed and the world is in abyss. The second task shows up.
Which was the mermaid thing, right?
Yes, it was in the Black Lake. So they take all the dates from the ball except for Harry because his date was like, fuck that. He's a
You
cunt.
suck dick.
Yeah. And they put Ron under there. They take all the dates and put them underwater in stasis except for like Ron. He's also down there for Harry. And so I always wondered, like, I wonder if people thought that Harry was gay with Ron. Because everyone else was like, oh, they're doing their dates, and then like Harry Potter shows up with Ron, and you're like, wait a minute. But I thought we were supposed to go for your date for the Yule Ball. Oh, okay, I see. He's a wizard's wizard.
It's probably because they saw him with Ron pretty much the whole fucking time. And they're just like, that's clearly important to him.
Yeah.
Also, they fucking did that French girl wrong. They found her sister and brought her there to fucking do that to her.
Mm-hmm. I can't believe the
like,
parent.
bruh,
I can't believe the
that feels like you went
parents
too
agreed.
far.
I can't believe the fucking parents agreed though, because it's not like they
I
could.
think the parents did.
How would they? How else?
It's like a signing a waiver. It's like you sign the paper to send it to school, which means anything can happen at this point.
For her, yeah, but for Gabriel was only. I don't even know if she was in school.
She was like 11. She was like 10 or 11. She didn't even go to school yet.
So then, how the fuck? So exactly. So she was with her parents. How the fuck did they get her?
They went out of their way and found her ass, dude.
So again, the parents must have agreed because there's no way the parents would have like let her fucking child be kidnapped. Whatever. It's a whole. Yeah, they did her wrong.
Also, Harry, fucking the balls in this guy. Like in the movies, they kind of just like, oh, he just tried to get her out and do this and that. In the book, they actually explain like what he did. He actually saved like three people, and it's just like, holy shit, Harry got some balls. Like, because he saved because what's the bastard that dies in this book?
Cedric.
Cedric. Cedric couldn't get the chains loose, so Harry got his chains loose. Harry got Ron loose, and Harry got Gabriel loose once the French girl couldn't get her out. And the French girl went back up. Harry stayed down there. He almost drowned, by the way. And he got Ron and Gabriel out of the fucking water. And they were just like, holy shit. He saved two people, including Cho Chang, but he couldn't carry Cho Chang, so Cedric just continued to carry Cho Chang.
Yeah.
And it's just like, Harry got some balls. Out of the five people there, Harry saved pretty much three of those fucking people.
Yeah, he did very well in this event.
He got fucking balls, my man.
So I'm gonna skip again because this between task 2 and 3, I don't think anything too major happens. I'm trying to think of what, if anything, and
What was three?
really, the third is the maze.
No, that's the most important part then.
Well, between task 2 and 3, as I'm saying, in between the month.
Oh, besides the fact Harry gets all the ladies wanting his dick now.
It's not really too important, but yeah, I guess.
That's literally all that really happens. Also, Ron gets fucking swarmed by one chick, which becomes relevant in book 5.
Yeah, Lavender.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, so I'm trying. I don't think anything else. I'm trying to think of what happened. I'm blanking right now. So we'll just move on to the third task.
Yeah, I can't. Other than people giving Harry and Ron so much like praise and shit.
Yeah, so the third task is
Ron makes up with Hermione.
Yeah, I guess.
Because Crumb
just keep
Crumb
destroying my ship, will you?
Yeah, Crumb can't keep up with Hermione, and Hermione's just like, he's just fucking boring.
Just keep destroying my ship, Joe. I don't care. Just keep destroying my ship.
I'm going to. Because it's only the reason why I'm bringing it up, because that's literally the only thing that happens in between them.
Yeah.
Is that Crumb is just Quidditch, and Hermione's just like, I know all the history of Quidditch. You don't need to talk to me about Quidditch.
Yeah, but he's also a professional Quidditch player, a young one at that. So,
which means he doesn't have anything else but that.
Yeah, he spends probably like all his time doing Quidditch drills and stuff. So it's not like he has other time for recreational activities.
And this is when the jealousy part from fucking Crumb comes into to Ron, because he's just like, Ron knows things, Harry knows things. I'm gonna ask them to help me.
Yeah. So the third task is the maze, and I'm gonna bring this.
Scary.
Yeah, the maze was a good challenge. I'm gonna bring up the fact that during the second challenge, all the people in the audience got fucked because they couldn't see shit. Yeah. So they had to stand outside in the Scottish winter, because it was February. Scottish winter.
And the Black Lake, where everything's just muggy as fuck.
Yeah, so they had to stand outside in the Scottish winter on a lake shore, just watching the lake, hoping to see something interesting. Those people got screwed, because the people who went to the first event at least got to watch dragons and interesting feats of magic and
shit.
Yeah, a lot of more sportsmanship, more pizzazz. But the people at the second event got to watch a lake for an hour. I mean, the people at the third event also kind of got screwed over, because they just were watching a maze, but at least it was not as cold.
True.
But anyway, so the third task commences. I believe Cedric goes first. You're gonna have no, or was it Crumb?
Oh yeah,
Crumb goes first.
Yeah, because he got Hermione out of the water first.
So Crumb goes first.
Then it's Cedric, and then it's
Harry.
And then Fleur. Then what's her face?
I think Fleur went last. Yeah. So
yeah, because she didn't even save her sister.
Yeah. So they're all going through the maze. Everyone's encountering their own challenges. I'm pretty sure Harry encounters a Sphinx at one point.
In the book, he returns a sphinx, and it's fucking glorious. In the movies, he don't do jack diddly shit.
He also encounters the Blastinate
Uh,
Screwits,
he also encounters
which
a
was brought up
possessed.
earlier in the book.
He also encounters a possessed Crumb.
Yeah, they found not possessed. He was under the Imperius, wasn't he? Yeah.
Yeah,
So-
it's still technically possessed though.
Wasn't he? I'm pretty sure he was torturing Fleur too, wasn't he? Or is that?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
He was torturing her.
Yeah. So Cedric and Harry meet up. I think Cedric and Harry are the ones that take him down together.
Yeah, because Cedric was starting to fall to the mazes curse, and they were just like, and Harry was just like, bro, keep your shit together. Shit about to get real as fuck. I need somebody to be here with me.
All right. Yeah. So they take care of that problem. Cedric and Harry decide to go together because everything is crazy. One of their competitors decided to cast an unforgivable, and another one. So they're like, all right. So obviously things are weird. Let's be safe and be smart. And they get to the cup, and Harry's like, "Hey, you should win." And Cedric's like, "Nah, it's okay. You can win," because of course, he does. And then Harry's like, "Oh, what if we win together? Because you're not a bad dude. I don't want to mess up what your score, your whatever." And Cedric agrees because winning together is better than losing.
Yeah. Little did they know, fucking Mad Eye Moody was replaced with some other fucko.
That
And
happens later, yeah.
No, that technically happens throughout the whole thing.
That is revealed later,
But
I should say.
that's revealed later, yeah. Where fucko fucking cursed the cup, and it's just like, oh shit.
Yeah, so the cup was always supposed to be a port key. It was supposed to take the winner to like the center stage that they had set up so they could present the trophy and the prize money and a handshake with the Minister of Magic. Because who doesn't want a handshake from the Minister of Magic, Cornelius Fudge? Such an upstanding individual.
The great wizard.
Now, if you can't tell by my monotone voice, I am being extremely sarcastic here.
It's sad as fuck, honestly.
Yeah, so this is the turning point, I think, of the series. This is where things go from
that's kind of bad too. Oh god, that's bad.
Everything goes from wonderful but dangerous to just terrible and dangerous.
To I need a parent. I need an adult. I am the adult. No, you're not.
Voldemort is the adult.
You're a child.
Yes, yes. I need an adult. An adult showed up, and the adult is Voldemort.
And the adult is there to kill you.
Yeah, you should not have asked for the adult. He only made it worse. So Harry and Cedric get into what appears to be a graveyard, and then Harry hears the voice, kill the spare. Cedric falls over after Eddie kills him. Yeah, after the Avada Kedavra. Harry gets knocked out, and then he wakes up chained to a tombstone with a Pettigrew over a giant cauldron.
Taking the blood from what was the spell? Take a blood from your enemy.
It was
take the blood of your dearest friend.
No.
Take the blood of the father.
It was blood of the father unwillingly. No, it was bones of the father unwillingly given. Flesh of the servant willingly given. And
something of the enemy.
Yes, and then it was blood of the enemy forcibly taken.
And it's just like, bruh, that's some metal shit right there. There's some moments after whenever Voldemort's involved with some things, it's just like, man, that's fucking metal. Like, that's just fucking metal.
He's also just so dramatic for no reason, dude.
Like, it's crazy, honestly.
Yeah, so then a naked Voldemort shows up, which is probably the most scarring thing Harry's ever seen. Because not only is it Voldemort, this 70-year-old man, it's also a Voldemort that looks like he's half snake.
Yeah.
He gets robed, and Pettigrew is like, "Hey, boss, I just cut off my hand. Can you fix that? And he's like, sure. Give me your arm. And he's like, oh, thank you. And he's like, no, the other one, the one that's actually functioning. And he's like, wait, but okay. And then he
Fuck.
summons all the Death Eaters in that were free and are not in Azkaban. He does this whole
And
speech. He's like, but first he talks to Harry, right? He's like, look, Harry, my real family comes after talking shit about his normal family member.
yeah, how they were fucking useless.
Yeah, he's like, I was the son of a muggle, but I discarded that name. Now here comes my real family. And then they show up and
It's me yelling Nagini just now reminds me of a very important cutscene uh, where after Voldemort and Pettigrew steals a house from an old man, fucking masculine that old man so hard. He sends Nagini in
it's
the
from the
books.
beginning of the book, though, in the vision Harry had.
Yes, in the beginning of the books and the movie, it shows Nagini going to fuck up Ron's dad.
No, that's in book 5.
No, it's not.
Yeah,
No, it's not.
yeah, because Harry wakes up and it's like, hey, because he was guarding the prophecy at that point.
Oh, yeah.
That's
But
in
it
book
is at
5.
the beginning. So, but yeah, no, he sends Nagini to fuck up this old man and steals this old man's house because it turns out in the book it was Voldemort's grandfather's house.
Yeah, it was the mansion, the Riddle Mansion or something, or the Manor, Riddle Manor.
Yeah, and it's just like, oh shit, that's technically his inheritance. But he did fuck up a random old man, which is kind of mean. But it's Voldemort, so.
Yeah, then Voldemort does his dramatic 13-year-old edgelord speech to his followers.
And then you learn about how Voldemort has set a curse where if you ever call Voldemort's name and not say "he who must not be named," but
Yeah,
actually
the
say his fucking
taboo.
name, it actually like causes you to be targetable. Which is just funny because throughout the whole fucking series, especially in the books, Harry's like the only person just like Voldemort. Harry and Dumbledore are just the only people that are just like Voldemort, Voldemort, Voldemort.
I can understand why why people don't say his name, especially because of the taboo. But like, I feel like they should have done the ministry should have done some propaganda. It's like everyone say his name constantly
Yeah, to fuck
because
with him.
then it'll just annoy the crap out of him. Because every 2 seconds, it's just gonna. Because I'm assuming it's like a ping or something, where it just you hear every time he says his name, it's like ping, right? So if everyone's saying his name, it's like ping, 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 ping. He'd be so fucking annoyed. But that's me talking, the petty bitch. So I definitely do it to annoy him.
Dude, that'd be so fucking great if they did that shit. It's just like he's just sitting there. And he's just like, you know what? I'm just gonna break my own taboo because this is pissing me off.
Yeah, right.
And it's fucking hilarious though. But yeah, no, throughout the whole time, like Harry and Dumbledore are the only ones that are just like fucking Voldemort, and everybody's just like, stop saying it, stop saying it. It's scary. Don't say it. And literally, Ron and Hermione don't actually legit say it until like the end of book 6 or like the beginning of book
Ron,
7,
I
where they're just like,
understand because he grew up in the wizarding world. Hermione
well,
not
all
doing
that shit was on her
her
face.
Hermione not doing it also is weird, especially later on. So I guess it was just always weird to me that Hermione was never like, it's Voldemort, because I feel like she would be the type of character that's like, it's just a name until someone explained it to her. I mean, maybe somebody did, and I just don't remember it. But I feel like that should have been what happened.
Like
Regardless,
it's so funny as shit to me how everybody's just like scared the fuck out of it, and Ron and Harry and Dumbledore are just like, fucking, I'll say it. They got the balls. They're just like, I'll fucking say it. And Dumbledore, he has every right to say it. He actually can beat Voldemort.
eh, debatable. But
He like there's a lot of things that are just like, yeah, Dumbledore could beat almost everybody.
yeah,
Voldemort's probably the only actual challenge. Hell, they bring it up in book 6 where it's just like, yo, the whole thing that was holding me the fuck back was literally Dumbledore. And now that he's gone, let's go fuck some
the
shit
way
up.
the
And it's
way I
just like,
saw it
that's
wasn't that
scary.
Voldemort was ever scared of Dumbledore, but he had to be cautious because he was the only wizard that could match him. So
No, that's what I
he
mean.
couldn't just he couldn't be
Dumbledore was
reckless
the
with
only
his.
wizard that was just like,
He couldn't be
I
reckless
can get
because
your
if he
shit.
showed up, it'd be a stalemate.
It's like, I got your shit, bitch. And they give
So,
a fucking gorgeous example in book
hmm,
5.
so
It's fucking, I love that
then
scene so
then
much.
we go into the duel between Harry and Voldemort. I use duel under quotes.
It was
Well,
more of a test of wills, if anything.
yeah. So Harry is forced to duel Voldemort because Voldemort's like, haha, watch all my Death Eaters as I prove that I, a 70-year-old wizard, can beat up this child. And they're all like fucking jacking it. They're like, oh my god, my master's so strong. Look at him beat up a 14-year-old kid.
The one who lives is going to die.
Mm-hmm. So then they have this weird the brother wand effects takes place, and it doesn't become a power struggle, but a will struggle.
Yeah.
Then Harry's parents and Cedric show up for some reason as ghosts, and it was a very weird moment.
Actually, I can explain that. Books explain that. They were the last person Voldemort has killed. They're the last people Voldemort has killed, and they all hate Voldemort so
It
much that
doesn't
they were
make
just
it
like,
less weird though.
it's because their wands are the same, which causes a certain wand effect to happen. I
Yeah,
can't
but
remember
it's
the actual
still
name for it.
weird.
But I
It's so
honestly,
random. The
after
brother
reading
wand
it, and
effect makes sense to me, right? The wands are
yeah, no,
brothers,
that's what
so
I
they
mean.
don't want to fight. But what the fuck does that have to do with fucking ghosts showing up?
I think it's just like a. I think that wand effect, if I remember correctly, just means crazy shit can happen now. Like just straight up shit that doesn't make any fucking sense can happen now. And I think that's what happened. It was just like, here's some crazy shit that don't make sense. Here's the dead people
I
that
don't
this
even
person
know. Did
killed.
this happen during their final struggle?
No, because they had different wands.
Right, right.
Harry had
The Elder One.
no Harry in the no
Oh no, Voldemort had it
Uh,
because of Draco. Yeah, my bad, my
yeah,
bad.
and Harry had Draco's wand, but Harry had more control over the Elder Wand at the end. But yeah, no, like Harry had Draco's wand and Voldemort had the Elder Wand, and the Elder Wand was just like, "Bitch, you ain't my master," and it fucking made Voldemort lose.
Right. So
Technically.
yeah, so Harry uses this like
Which, in my eyes, means that Voldemort's stronger, but Harry's more skilled.
no, Harry is luckier.
Yeah, skilled. This is the same thing with Yu-Gi-Oh. Skill equals luck.
Fuck it. It's he just has a higher stat in luck. That's all.
Dude, I'm not gonna lie. I played Shin Megami Tensei 5 and fucking the first thing I did, I was just like, you know what? I'm gonna meme this shit. The first thing I maxed out was luck.
Obviously. I mean, what else do you need, right?
It's the best stat. It means I can do whatever the fuck I want.
So so Harry goes to the cup, escapes, goes back to school, lands in front of everyone with Cedric's dead body, and he's
Cedric
like,
was just like,
"Yeah."
take my dead
So
body to
after,
my death.
let's not forget that Harry's been tortured at this point. He's bleeding. He's shaking from the because Voldemort cast a torture curse on him. So
Yeah.
he shows up looking like absolute shit with a dead body, and he's like, "Voldemort's back," and then everyone's like, "Nope." And Harry's like, What do you mean no?" Later, when they discover Crouch is impersonating Moody, Crouch, who is a fucking former Death Eater, the death, and not only let's not forget the Death Eater attack at the World Cup, and Fudge is like, "Nope, it's not the Death Eaters." It's like, well, bitch, it's at least a copycat group.
And then on top of that, it turns out Fudge's son was the thing that replaced Moody. And because his son replaced Moody,
Crouch's
it's
son.
just Crouch's son replaced Moody then. And because Crouch's son replaced Moody, it was just like blah 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 blah. And it's just like, bitch, we all know that he's a Death Eater. And the fact that he was doing this means that he was there.
Yeah, so Harry gets ignored, um, and that's how the book basically ends. Harry goes back to his relatives, and they're like, "We know you can't do magic outside of school now, bitch."
Brr. It went from the best summer to the worst summer so
Yeah,
fast.
and
Like it
that's the end of the book. The end of the book is Harry being fucked. That was
It's
loud.
just like God.
I said that loudly.
Um, should we call it here because book fucking 5 and 6 are as long as book 4?
Yeah, we'll end it here. We're gonna talk about book 5 and 6 next week. But
Because I just realized we're almost at 2 hours.
yes, we're at
If
the
we're
two.
not at
We
20.
no, we have passed the 2 hour mark. We're at the 2 hour 1 minute mark.
Ah, shit, dude. Maybe split this up into 2 parts.
That's fine.
Oh God.
So, yeah.
Maybe we should
So
do Lord of the Rings next because I've never seen that shit.
fuck, dude. We'd have to do them one movie at a time. They're so long.
You think I'm not?
So
And that, oh God,
yeah,
that
but I've
means we have
never
to
seen
include the
with Harry
Hobbit
Potter.
movie.
It's different because I've seen them. I've read the book, so it's a lot. That information's already up here.
Yeah.
So closing thoughts.
Oh, what, book 3 or book 4?
Both.
Okay, book 3 is not my favorite. I honestly think book 5 is my favorite. But book 3 is just like, here's where shit gets so real you can't ignore it anymore, motherfuckers. And that's the only reason why I like book 3 so much. Is
Yes.
like, this is so real you can't ignore this anymore. You just can't. Like, if you try to, it's a losing battle.
Speaking of book 3, the movie at least is movie 3 is considered one of the better movies, one of the best movies actually, which is an interesting fact. Um, I've said it before. I personally love book 4 and movie 4. One of the best in the series by far to me. I just enjoy
Touch
it.
Drag.
I enjoy all that's going on. It's a lot of everything.
It really is. And then book 4, I think it really cemented the roles of each of the Magic Trio. And it's just like Ron's the dick that does cool things from time, well, good things from time to time. Harry's protagonist, and Hermione's the actual smart, reasonable person.
Yeah, well, I think they were meant to be set up as Harry is the protagonist, Hermione the smarts, and Ron. It's always being pushed in the books and the movies with his like playing chess. He's a good tactician. Apparently, he's good under pressure. Apparently, even though that when he played Quidditch later on, he just doesn't. So I don't know.
Yeah, it's kind of trash.
Yeah, we're gonna stop it here because if we keep going, we'll just be another hour or two, and that's not fun for anyone.
Even though this is our fun, not day jobs. Which, by the way, my day job was fucking hard today, dude. Oh, I had to make so much food that I actually don't want to look at that food for a long time.
Yeah. So we're gonna end it here then. I hope
Wait. What are we putting on the cup?
so we have the 10 rings from the first during book for the first part of episode 2. We should just put
We did the lightning bolt.
the lightning bolt. Correct. I guess in this one, I guess a snake would be pretty accurate to signify like the rise in Voldemort's schemes.
Well,
Or maybe a shadowy figure. That would work better because Voldemort doesn't show up until the end. So maybe like something resembling like a Dementor, right? It's just shadowy figure in the background.
a shadow of a snake. All right, that makes sense. Yeah.
Anyway, we're gonna end it here. I hope everyone has a wonderful weekend, and
Oh God, I wish I do.
I'll see all of you. Well, you'll see me on Monday. That's when the next scheduled stream. I'm gonna play game. I'm gonna
Niceties.
stream tomorrow and Sunday as well, but I don't know what I'm streaming yet. Well, I'll be back on Monday to stream Dark Souls though with Room King 21 and our other friend Alakiba. They will provide commentary about how much I suck.
Well, that might happen tomorrow, actually.
Either way,
Yeah, it's
uh,
fine.
I hope everyone has a good day.
Uh, Bye.